Good afternoon and welcome to another Wednesday webinar. Today's topic is saving our planet, global warming versus climate change. What's the difference? I'll be your presenter for today. This is a two-part webinar series, so stay tuned for part 2 next week and let's get started. For the past couple of years, there has been some terms thrown around. Global warming, climate change. Is it real or not? Are we as humans connected to this concept? Well, I hope to break down this topic by asking some basic questions, such as what is climate change? What is global warming? What are greenhouse gases? And how are we affected? So, what is climate change? Climate change refers to the increasing changes in the measures of the climate over a long period of time, including precipitation, temperature, and wind patterns. These changes can be mainly attributable to increasing carbon dioxide. However, we will get back to that carbon dioxide. But first, let us review the 3 climate change measures. Precipitation, which is caused when a mass of warm, moist air hits a mass of cold air. The results consist of rain, snow, sleet, or hail, any kind of weather condition where something's falling from the sky. Temperature. That's the measure of how cold or hot the atmosphere is. And lastly, wind, which can be determined through or by ecosystems and agriculture. So, what is global warming? Well, global warming is defined as the rise in global temperature due mainly to the increasing concentrations of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So you may have another question. Greenhouse gases. What are greenhouse gases and how are they formed in the atmosphere? I would like to highlight 4 types. The first is CH4 or methane. It is a significant and principal component of natural gas. There are a couple sources that emit methane, such as livestock, agriculture, waste dumps, sewage treatments, natural gas and oil production, coal mining, and fuel use. The length of time methane stays in the atmosphere is 12 years, and methane contributes 15% to global warming. Next in line is nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas. This gas is emitted by fertilizers, fuels, chemical production, and sewage treatments. Nitrous oxide spends about 114 years in the atmosphere and contributes 5% to global warming. Next, we have the infamous carbon dioxide, mainly produced by human activity, example fossil fuels. This gas spends approximately 200 to 30,000 years in the atmosphere, contributing 53% to global warming. Lastly, you have tropospheric ozone, a major climate pollutant emitted by reactions between other gases. Its length of time is short term and contributes 11% to global warming. So you may have heard of the greenhouse effect or the greenhouse gas effect. What is it? Well, when sunlight passes through the atmosphere, it warms the earth. And that is when the infrared radiation is given from the sun by the earth. Most of the infrared radiation escapes back to outer space, allowing the earth to cool. However, some infrared radiation is absorbed by greenhouse gases, keeping the earth warm enough to sustain life. The greenhouse gas effect becomes a problem when increasing levels of the gas increases the amount of heat retained, causing a barrier around the earth. This causes the atmosphere and Earth's surface to heat up. Are the effects of global warming really that serious? Are they that bad? The short answer is yes. Even a seemingly slight average temperature rise is enough to cause a dramatic transformation of our planet. Evidence shows that between 2000 and 2009, it was hotter than any other decade in at least the past 1300 years. This warming is altering the Earth's climate system, including its land, atmosphere, oceans, and ice in far-reaching ways. How are they serious? Is it very serious? Well, severe weather can contribute to higher temperatures that worsen many types of disasters, including storms, heat waves, floods, and droughts. A warmer climate creates an atmosphere that can collect, retain, and drop more water, changing weather patterns in such a way that wet areas become wetter and dry areas drier, causing more deaths. Prolonged dry spells mean more than just scorched lawns. Drought conditions jeopardize access to clean drinking water, fuel out-of-control wildfires, and result in dust storms, extreme heat events, and flash flooding in the United States. Elsewhere around the world, lack of water is a leading cause of death and serious illness. On the other hand, a warmer, wetter world is also a boon for foodborne and waterborne illnesses and disease-carrying insects such as mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks. Global warming can also contribute to more deaths. In the United States, hundreds of heat-related deaths occur each year due to direct impact and the indirect effects of heat-exacerbated life-threatening illnesses, such as heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and cardiovascular and kidney diseases. Extreme heat kills more Americans each year on average than hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and lightning combined. As temperatures spike, so does the incidence of illness, emergency room visits, and death. Dirty air. Dirty air is linked to higher hospital admission rates and higher death rates for asthmatics. It worsens the health of people suffering from cardiac or pulmonary disease. Rising temperatures also worsen air pollution by increasing ground level ozone, which is created when pollution from cars, factories, and other sources react to sunlight and heat. Ground level ozone is the main component of smog, which I believe we are familiar with here in California. And the hotter things get, the more we have. Higher sea levels. This picture shows the potential effect of climate change or global warming on an urban development. By 2100, yes, that's roughly 80 years away, it's estimated that our oceans will be 1 to 4 feet higher, threatening coastal systems and low-lying areas, including entire island nations and the world's largest cities, including New York, Los Angeles, and Miami, as well as Mumbai, Sydney, and Rio de Janeiro. So what's next? Well, for session 2, we'll be talking about what we can do. So this concludes our first installment of the Saving Our Planet webinar series. Stay tuned for our second and final webinar on this topic. See you then, and thank you for your time.